In the highlands of East Africa, where rugged mountains pierce the clouds and rivers carve ancient paths, lies a nation older than time itself. Ethiopia, cradle of humankind, land of emperors and priests, poets and warriors. This is the story of its people, their songs, their struggles, their feasts and prayers. And through one family we glimpse a civilization that dances gracefully between past and present. In a small village near Gonda, nestled among rolling hills and fields of teff, swaying like green seas under the sun, lives the family of Haile and Asta Desta. It is late September. The rainy season is giving way to bright skies. Everywhere yellow mescal flowers burst into bloom, carpeting the land in gold. Inside their stone house with wooden rafters and an earthen floor, Asta is busy. Her hands are stained with berbera, the fiery red spice that perfumes Ethiopian kitchens. Today she's preparing doro vot, the famous chicken stew. The rich scent of onions, slowly caramelizing over the charcoal hearth, drifts through the house. Nearby, her daughters Meklit and Selam are helping to grind spices, giggling as they sneak tastes. Outside, Haley chops wood for the big bonfire that will blaze tonight. For it is Meskel, the finding of the true cross, one of Ethiopia's grandest religious festivals, a time of faith, music and reunion. Ethiopia is a land of profound antiquity. Long before the pyramids of Egypt reached their peaks, the highlands of Abyssinia were alive with kingdoms and mysteries. This is the land of Aksum, where obelisks of granite stand like sentinels over forgotten kings. The land where the Queen of Sheba is said to have ruled before travelling to meet King Solomon, giving rise to a dynasty that claimed descent from Menelik I, their son. In churches carved from solid rock at Lalibela, priests in flowing white robes chant in Ge'ez, the ancient liturgical language. These churches, sunken into the earth and cross-shaped, were hewn 8 centuries ago as a new Jerusalem, safe from invading armies. Everywhere in Ethiopia, the past breathes in the present. As dusk approaches, Asta prepares the injera, vast, spongy flatbreads made from teff, Ethiopia's ancient grain. She pours the slightly sour batter onto a hot clay plate, watching it bubble and rise. Soon they will be stacked high, ready to cradle spoonfuls of spicy stews. Shiro made from ground chickpeas, tibs of sizzling beef, goman, which are collard greens, and lentils simmered in turmeric. Outside, Meklit helps her father pile sticks and dried branches into a great pyre. Atop it, they place a tall green cross wrapped in fresh yellow flowers. This is the Demera, the bonfire that symbolizes the smoke Queen Helena is said to have followed in the 4th century to find the true cross. As night settles, villagers gather in the central square. Old men in white turbans, young girls with braids adorned by tiny silver crosses, mothers carrying babies tied on their backs with colourful shawls. The air is thick with laughter, incense and anticipation. A priest steps forward, chanting blessings. He touches a flaming torch to the base of the Demera. The fire catches quickly. Flames leap high into the dark sky, crackling and spitting embers that swirl like fiery spirits. Everyone breaks into joyful song. Drums beat, the kra, a traditional lyre, twangs, and young men leap and dance, shoulders shimmying in the unmistakable eskista, their heads bobbing with an energy that seems to come from the very soul. In that moment, under a canopy of stars, it is as if time itself folds. The ancestors are near. Their stories, victories and sorrows are carried in the rhythms of feet pounding the dust. At dawn, Asta begins the coffee ceremony. A clay jabina sits on hot coals. She carefully washes the raw green beans, roasting them slowly in a flat pan. A fragrant, crackling chorus fills the house. Meklit fans the smoke toward the guests, allowing them to inhale the warm, nutty aroma. Once roasted, the beans are ground by hand with a mortar and pestle. The coffee is brewed 3 times, a bol, toner and baraka, each round growing lighter. Tiny cups, handleless, are passed to each guest. Conversation flows, laughter bubbles. It is more than a drink, it is a communion. In Ethiopia, coffee is not rushed. It is an invitation to linger, to connect, to tell stories old and new. Later that day, the family dons their clothes of love. Asta wears a white dress with intricate green and red embroidery echoing the colours of the Ethiopian flag. Haile ties a broad cotton shawl around his shoulders. Meklit and Selam twirl in matching dresses, giggling as the skirts flare. On long woven mats, Asta lays out the feast, platters of injera topped with colourful mounds of food. There is kitfo, finely minced raw beef seasoned with mitmita spice, a delicacy saved for special days. Bowls of mild cottage cheese balance the heat. Honey wine, called tej, is poured into tall beakers. Family and neighbours gather cross-legged. Eating is communal. Hands reach together, tearing off pieces of injera to scoop up bites. Laughter punctuates stories. Old rivalries are forgotten. For today, all are family. Ethiopia's heartbeat is its music. From the solemn chants of the Orthodox Church echoing under vaulted stone to the bright syncopated melodies of modern Ethio jazz pioneered by legends like Mulatu Astatke. As twilight returns, musicians with masinko fiddles and washint flutes arrive. The rhythm grows infectious. Meklit jumps up, her shoulders pulsing left, right, forward, back in the mesmerizing eskista. Haile laughs, joining her, clapping in time. Drummers tighten the goat skins, beating faster. The circle widens. Hands clap overhead. The night blooms with joy. Ethiopia is a nation of landscapes as varied and ancient as its people. From the jagged peaks of the Simeon Mountains, where Gelada baboons perch on sunlit cliffs, to the sultry Danakil Depression, which is honestly one of the hottest places on Earth, alive with neon sulfur pools and lava lakes. In the south, the Omo Valley is a cradle of humanity itself. Here, tribes like the Hamar and Mursi still adorn themselves with intricate beads and lip plates, keeping age-old customs alive. North at Lake Tana, blue waters stretch wide, dotted with islands that hide centuries-old monasteries, painted in vivid biblical scenes. As the festival winds down, Haile sits by the embers with his mother, Wubit. Her lined face is serene, eyes shining with memory. When I was a girl, your grandfather took me to see the Debre Damo monastery. We climbed the rope to reach the top. No stairs, only faith and strength. And there the monks told stories of King Caleb who fought for the cross, of St. Yared who gave us our church music. Haile listens, feeling the weight of his heritage. His daughters lean in, wide-eyed. In Ethiopia, history is not locked in dusty books. It lives in the songs of grandmothers, in the hands kneading injera, in feet tracing dances first learned by ancestors whose names are now whispered only by the wind. As the sun rises over the village, painting the sky with strokes of gold and pink, Meklit runs barefoot across the field, chasing goats with her laughter echoing. Haile stands watching, heart full. Ethiopia is changing, new roads, satellites watching over farms, but deep beneath it all runs an unbroken river of tradition. Perhaps that is Ethiopia's true miracle, a nation forever rising, falling and rising again, where the past is a song still sung and the future dances on the shoulders of its children. This is Ethiopia, a land of 13 months of sunshine, of coffee ceremonies that bind souls together, of mescal fires that light up dark hills, of tears shed and laughter shared. From the bustling streets of Addis Ababa to the silent prayer halls of Lalibela, the heart of Ethiopia beats on. May it forever beat strong.